Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacconiana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home.
Today we are going to check back in on our newly manufactured Zorro Z666 Cygnus copy. This is a roller petrol lighter, not an aluminum block lighter like the originals were, but this actually made out of zinc alloy with a really nice painted finish. We've already observed at least one blemish that I have caused to this lighter, and we'll give it a little examination as we are checking on the fuel level and just see whether or not there are any other blemishes to the wear yet. I believe the blemish that we pointed out before is right there along that corner, about halfway up. And I have a feeling at some point you may see some oxidation where the seal was broken there. But we'll see. Looks like there may actually be a couple of nicks there. But it doesn't look terrible. We fueled it up, I believe, April 7th for the second time. And that was about 33, 34, 35 days in, I think, something like that. Today is the 13th of May, so well over a month since we last fueled it. I actually lost this lighter for a little bit, or maybe misplaced it would be a better word. My Jeep crapped out on me last week, and this was in a jacket that I left in the Jeep. So didn't get it back till a couple of days ago. Was actually looking for it during the live stream to show you guys the fuel level, and of course could not find it. So we've talked about this before, how the base plate comes off, really easy to replace the wick and wadding, which shouldn't really need to be done all that often. But we definitely had some singeing of the wick on the last fueling, or before we fueled it last, toward the end of that last filling of the tank, which was the first one. And I don't think we opened it at all during that period of time, but kind of showing you the overall way that the lighter works, the mechanism that backs out, which applies the tension on your flint, and your automatic thumb roller, which when pressure is applied, the snuffer is raised, and if you work that in a smooth motion, really nice semi-automatic mechanism. And you can see there that it appears to have plenty of fuel still. Well over a month after it was sparked, but hadn't been used a lot. So we'll just see. Definitely not a waning flame. I don't know if you guys saw the short that we published of the Ronsonol. I've been telling you guys forever that I've been buying this stuff at Winco out there, 39th and Portland. I think that's technically Oklahoma City, but a lot of people call it Bethany. Decades Revisited Vintage Mall is right out there in the same parking lot. Anyway, I've been buying these 12-ounce bottles of Ronsonol out there for $4 a bottle for years now. But I got out there this morning to buy groceries, and when I got up front, it's going to take me a while to get all this fuel into the bottle, so I'll tell the story while that is going on. While we were, or after I got my groceries, then the fuel is over in the customer service area of the store, so I had to ask for help, and they paid somebody, and the guy come over and asked what I wanted, and when I told him, he said, all right, how many? For $4, I was going to buy 3, just so I wouldn't have to buy any for a while. But he scanned the first one and said it was $1.04, and I said, well, I'll take all of them then. There was a dozen of them there, so we shouldn't have to buy any petrol fuel for a while. Not only that, but Mark, I don't remember exactly how many of those empty bottles I sent you, and I think you were needing a lot more. I think I've got 2 or 3 I think, that are already empty that I mentioned to you a while back I could send you, but it may take me a while to empty these, but there is no end in sight for me using this Ronsonol lighter fluid. And I've never really had any complaints with it. The complaints that I used to have, I think, were related to just the volatile nature of fueling lighters and then trying to ignite them immediately. I don't think that really matters whether you're using Zippo fuel, Ronsonol. Other than that, they all seem to work the same to me. I've only used the 2, so I can't really speak for any others, but Ronsonol or Zippo fluid I'll just use interchangeably. But for $1.04 per 12-ounce bottle, I will gladly use Ronsonol. So we'll have that ready when it is time to refuel this Zoro Z666 copy of the Penguin Cygnus aluminum block roller petrol lighter. This lighter is a little bit bigger. The snuffer is hinged a little bit differently. And it's got the removable base plate. So there are some differences, but the roller and the automatic mechanism seem to be pretty close to the original automatic mechanism. The thumb roller flint tension mechanism seems to be identical to the originals. The fuel screw is definitely different, along with the whole base plate of it, and I think that's a good thing to help differentiate between them. So I'm not really mad about it. I know a lot of people are really hurt and want to complain about any copy, and especially probably if it's being sold out of China, produced in Hong Kong, which I guess is in Chinese control these days, whatever. I know that people are upset about that kind of stuff or don't like it, but I love this lighter. Really cool. Everything about it is quality. And I don't really see any other blemishes just yet. Maybe a scratch or 2 on the lid. I have accidentally put my keys in the same pocket and then realized it as metal touched metal. So I didn't know that anything got scratched, so I don't know for sure that's where these scratches have come from, but that looked like that wasn't a scratch. That was maybe something foreign on the lighter, or maybe not. Maybe that is a scratch. Anyway, still holding up really well and holding its own as far as fuel efficiency as well. I will go back and check the previous video from exactly the date that I fueled this, and then check back on this one by the weekend, but I can't imagine that it won't still be firing up on the weekend, where here it is Tuesday afternoon and that flame's still that strong. So next time we check in, I'll have an exact number of days since it's fueling for you. And you may also see, or you will at some point see, a short where I fired this thing up last night just to make sure when I found it that it did still have fuel in it. Everything looks great. Until next time.